So Hank sends me an email. Hank has a problem. I'm like, no way I can answer this back in an email. I'm gonna have to call Frank. Hey Frank, here's my Hank, here's my number, call me. Hank calls me. Sergeant. Drop, right here. Down, sit, good boy, hip. I did all that to make a point. Hank had a problem. Hank's puppy is 6 months old and is still waking him up at 3 o'clock at night. I'm like, you know, that should happen 1, 2, 3 nights, maybe no more than a week if you do it correctly. I mean, I've never had a dog wake me up. I had a couple of puppies wake me up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and you know, the first 2 or 3 or 4 nights, but after a week, they got it, they're done. It's never happens anymore. I've never had one do that. And he's 6 months old, and he still wakes Hank up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bruh, you have to work that dog. What are you doing in the evening? Give me your, do you work from home? Do you go out? Whatever. What do you do? Start me at about 6, 7 o'clock in the afternoon and take me through your evening schedule. So he says, well, we go on a walk, and how far is it? Okay, how extreme is it? I mean, are you jogging? No, we just go on a walk, and you know, it's around the neighborhood, blah, 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 whatever it was. But it was just a walk. 6-month-old German Shepherd. He said, we take him on 2 walks a day. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm helping you here, okay? I'm not criticizing you, Hank. I'm helping you. These dogs need more than a walk, especially when they're puppies. Now, if they were 7, 8, 9 years old, yeah, a couple of walks a day, that's all they need, no problem. 6-month-old puppy, bro, that baby's got to run. That baby has got to go. They got to get that energy out of them. Imagine, here's this 6-month-old puppy, whoo, charged up. They take a walk. That takes a little bit of gas out of their tank, but not much. And then they go to bed, and you know, they go to sleep, and they wake up, and they're still kind of charged up. They can't sleep good, and it's like, you know, drinking a caffeine drink before you go to bed. You just can't rest good, you know, or I can't. And the puppy's like, hey, daddy, 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 daddy. Can we do something, daddy? Daddy, wake up. And Hank's like, bruh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why do you wake me up every night at 3 o'clock in the morning? And I'm like, here's what you have to do. Sunrise and sunset, these dogs got to go. Matter of fact, most animals, nocturnal animals, are usually pretty active around sunrise and sunset. They are awake at night, but they're still active sunrise, sunset-ish. Diurnal animals, wildlife that operate and live in the daytime, domestic animals also, they are active sunrise, sunset. That's the most active time of the day. I had a job in East Africa one time in Nakuru, Kenya, and part of my job was to be a game spotter on photographic safaris. I was the guy that sat up on top of the Land Rover, and I'm like, oh, we got an impala herd on the left, 10 o'clock, about 180 yards. You know, and that was my job. We knew to go out on these safaris, these photographic safaris, we knew to get out there around sunrise, and we knew to be out there around sunset. Because if we took these people that spent a lot of money and flew all the way over to East Africa to do this stuff, and we took them out in the middle of the day, which we did, it's just not a lot to see. But boy, at sunrise, sunset, they are rocking. The animals are up and moving. You get a lot more action, and they get a lot more fulfilled by their trip that they took. So I said all that to say this. Hank, sunset, you gotta, will he play fetch? Yeah, he loves the ball. Man, you gotta get the ball out. What do you use? I use that chuck it ball you use. Okay, get the chuck it ball. I love the chuck it ball because it has a wand on it and you don't have to get slobber all over your hands. You know, you just pick the ball up with the wand and flick it again. I said, get that chuck it ball out at sunset, around sunset, as close to sunset as possible, and you work that baby. You work that. He loves it. You can teach him things. You can teach him to drop the ball. You can teach him to come right here. You can teach him to heel. You can teach him to do a lot of things while you're exercising him. So there's a lot going on that's good for the dog. And that way he won't be waking you up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll be worked out. He will have had a workout and he'll sleep all night. I'm sure it worked. Haven't heard back from him. I would have heard back from him if it didn't work, so I'm sure it worked. That's how you do it. Now, work your dog sunrise and sunset if at all possible, and while you're working your dog, it's not just an exercise thing, it's also a training thing. You can do a lot of, when I was working Sergeant when he was a puppy, when he was a 6-month-old puppy, I didn't just run back, run back, run back. No, we did things like Sergeant right here, Sergeant, down, Sergeant, sit, Sergeant, hip. We did that and then he'd get it, Sergeant. Then he'd go get the thing, you know? Then we'd work, bring it, hey. Drop right here. Good boy, Sergeant, good boy. Reward within a second. That's a good boy, Sergeant. Good boy. You want it? Premature. You want it? Good boy. So, work your dog sunrise, sunset if at all possible, and don't just work them, train them during the workout, okay? It's part of my puppy training system. These are things you need to know. If you don't know these things, if you're not confident raising your German Shepherd puppy, you need to get my puppy training system. It'll help you a lot. The link is in the description below, or if you're on Facebook, the link is right up there. This puppy training system is like 46 years of common sense, simplicity, easy to use. It's just videos like this. You don't have to read a bunch of stuff. You just put in your username, password, boom, watch all you want, anytime you want. And it's really affordable. It'll save you a lot of money, a lot of time, and you will have an awesome dog when people around you are like, how'd you do that? I got German Shepherd Man's puppy training system. Thank all of you from all of us, GermanShepherdman.com.